And we're live. I'll just wait for a few people to jump in.
All right, sure thing. Tucked in the Discord too.
Very good. All right, let's get started. Thanks everyone for joining us on another. I love the fact that we put these together with such little notice. I mean, this one I planned for Friday, but something came up and we're like, oh, let's do it today, which is exactly what happened last fortnight with Baxter and Sketch. And like, can we do it tomorrow? I'm like, but yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me and Alchemist on another episode of Beastcast. Today, special guest is I'm sure everyone knows him by now. Tekken player from Reck, from Sydney. Reck, how you doing, my man?
Hey man, I'm really good.
Good. Alchemist, good to hear from you as always. How you doing?
I am doing quite excellent tonight.
Great to see. Great to hear. It's been a while since the last Tekken podcast. How we all doing? How's Tekken in our respective states?
Playing some Tekken.
You know what? Tekken in Sydney is
popping off.
So good right now. We have, I think, we have 2 events every week, like consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 3. Yeah. So it's
three when you count the week.
YSB,
with the YSB, yeah.
So it's real good.
And not to mention, sometimes we have impromptu sessions where we go to BKB and I end up just streaming and Reck just shows up and we play like 4 hours of offline.
Oh, that's good. We're having a good time.
Nice. I can definitely vouch for the other scenes being jealous of you. So
yeah,
enjoy that. But we got Melbourne's kind of doing their own thing. We got things coming up, but we'll get into that during this podcast. So let me intro the guest at the start of the podcast this time. So Reck, fill us in and just give us the lowdown on how you came into the FGC, why you picked up Tekken, if that was your first game, and just the roots to your history.
Sure. Okay. So Tekken was pretty much my first ever game on console on PS1. I played Tekken 2 as a kid. And whenever the controller would vibrate, it made me scared. I was like, yeah. So that was my first.
Oh god! I forgot to switch off notifications. Keep going.
Anyway, so yeah, I loved it as a kid, and then I liked competitive games, so I played competitive League of Legends for a little bit, some Counter Strike stuff like that. And anyway, when I got into uni, I got really into Street Fighter actually, like watching Street Fighter. And watching all the tournaments and stuff for Street Fighter 4, I thought, oh, this is really cool. I wonder if there's anything like that, like offline, around in Australia. And then when I came offline, and then at first I thought, do they do this for Tekken as well? And they did. And I saw Tekken 7 was coming out, and I was like, awesome. So I never played in arcades. I didn't play 7.0. I played some Tag 2 online. That was like my first sort of me trying to be competitive with Tekken and trying to learn how to actually play the game.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever came offline was OHN 14. And that was when I played Street Fighter 5 as well at the time. And that was when Daigo came, and I think Brisbane made a big showing at OHN, but I didn't really know anyone. I went 0-2 straight up. I just got bodied. I got completely bodied. I didn't know who I was playing against. And yeah, no, I sucked. I was really bad. But I really, really liked it, and I met IesF, and he was really nice, and yeah, and I asked him, like, do you guys do this much? And he's like, we have a YSB every month, so you should come. So I just started going and started playing, and yeah, I've just been traveling. I've been going to BAM. Like, BAM is one of my favorite tournaments ever. You guys did such a sick job this year and last year. Those are the 2 BAMs I went to, and I was blown away. They were nuts. But yeah, so from there, I've just been playing Tekken, coming offline, meeting all the boys, and yeah, that's me.
What is exceptional to me is your growth, because I remember, I don't know, the first time I met you is at a YSB, probably at a YSB.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been coming to Sydney for years. I'm like, okay, a new player, and I remember like seeing your development from there till like now, and it's just insane. Like
Thanks.
it is just crazy. I'm sure Eli can vouch for me on this. Like there are a few people who have picked up like Tekken in the like past couple of years. Their growth rate has just been ridiculous, which is just great to see.
Yeah,
I
no,
completely
thanks.
agree.
I remember. Eli and I, we talk a lot. We're good friends now. We play a lot. I remember I asked him not that recently, but I was like, yeah. So what did you think of me when I first started? And he was like, I thought you were complete dog shit. And I was like, nah, that's fair. That's fair. I was. But yeah, no, I think I've come a pretty long way from there. But there's still a long way.
The very first time after the game actually came out on consoles and PC and everything, and I finally got back on PC after realizing PS4 was trash.
Yeah.
So I started playing on PC again, and I remember the first person I did a lobby with was Reck, and at the time I was learning Asuka.
Oh,
Like
I
I was pretty
remember that.
competent with her. I was going about like 8-10 versus Handsome Boy's Feng, so like 10 in his favor in like first attack. And then I asked Reck for a lobby online because I asked for someone and Reck said, "Okay, I'll play." And he played Fang and I played Asuka. And I'm pretty sure the final score was like 21-2 in my way.
Yeah, I got bodied. I've never been bodied so hard. I was
And that
just
was like one of the characters I just started playing for like a month. And now if I try use Asuka against this Fang, like he'll probably beat my Asuka.
Yeah.
He'll probably beat like
I beat Bo on Saturday, so I'm happy. You know, we'll go with that. Yeah. Let's start in Sydney.
He does really well. Like the player I first played back then isn't like completely going out of my mind. Like I don't remember that Reck unless I try and remember this story for this event or anything. But like Reck as of now, like it's just I don't think of him as that guy anymore. He's just like a really solid player, like completely different player.
Yeah, it's just like for those that don't know, like at BAM, like we were giving out for I don't know for all the games, but like the major games, we gave out most improved like players of that respective game, and Reck won, like which was very deserving. So it's just testament to how good you've gotten.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, I still got that voucher right next to me here.
And the medal's coming. Don't worry, I'll make sure that happens.
All right, nice.
It's been a while, but it'll come. Yeah.
Kuyaniga in the chat with if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, it's just, and it's also good to see like I'm gonna vie off Tekken for a bit, but like you've got that interest, like you developed that interest for Dragon Balls. How did that come about? Was that a game you decided to pick up, or just randomly, or?
Well, so when before Tekken 7 console release, I didn't play arcades at all. So the games that were out were Street Fighter 5, so I played a lot of Street Fighter 5, and I got pretty decent. And I'm good friends with all the Street Fighter guys in the Sydney scene. And BK, BK hosts dojos and stuff, and I go to them pretty regularly. And BK picks up like every single new game, like all of them. So when Marvel came out, they were playing it, so I started playing it. When Dragon Ball came out, I was like, I love Dragon Ball. Like I've watched Dragon Ball as a kid. It's like awesome to me. And I played a bit of Marvel, and I thought, this will be good. I've never played anime before, but this looks really, really awesome.
Just let me quickly jump in. Let it be known that I'm like officially disappointed that I'm still yet to see Alchemist play. So, but yeah, keep going.
You know what? Eli's actually pretty good considering he doesn't play that much. But anyway, so Dragon Ball. I just I saw the animation. I thought, oh my god. The very first thing I did when I picked up Dragon Ball, it was in Japan. I bought it while we were in Japan for Evo.
Yep.
And I brought my laptop. I bought it online and I downloaded it. I'm like, all right, Dave. I was in the same room as Lazy Dave, and I was like, okay, Dave, I want you to do Cell Level 3, and I picked Teen Gohan in training mode, and then I did Teen Gohan Level 5, and we both just popped off. We were just like, this is the sickest thing ever.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And I started learning that game, and I play it on the side, and it's really fun. Last YSP, I came second to Didi, who completely fucking bops me. It's not even close. Like Didi is incredibly good at Dragon Ball. But so I'm pretty good at Dragon Ball, at least in my local scene. But yeah, Tekken's always going to be that first love.
Interesting. Like it's funny how like the first game some people pick up isn't necessarily the one they stick with. Like not many people know that like I was playing Street Fighter before Tekken.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but I went into a Tekken arcade one day and just picked it up, and the rest is history. I mean, we can do a podcast on that history one day, but yeah,
For sure.
but yeah, yeah, it's just like what you might have touched on it a bit, like in your intro, but what specifically gravitates you towards Tekken so much?
Well, it was
Is
the
it
first
is
game
it
I
is
ever
it
played,
just
so
is
that's
it
a
then
big
this,
one.
yeah, is that the nostalgia just
But
because it's the
the way
first?
the way Tekken plays, so I've played a lot of fighting games now.
Yeah.
And the way Tekken is so different from a lot of other games. And the main games and the things you have to learn. There's so much. It's so in depth, and I love that. And you're always learning something. Always. Like I've been playing Tekken for like 2 and a bit years now, and like not even close to how much stuff that I've learned. I don't even think I've learned 10% of what you can learn in this game. Like it's ridiculous. But I really love that, and yeah, and the movement system and stuff. That's also like really appealing to me, and yeah, it's just better. It's just a better game, straight up.
No bias. Yeah, it is. It is amazing. I mean, like, clear.
We're all Tekken players.
I'm about to say, yeah, clear bias. We're all Tekken players here. Like, yeah. I mean, what game comes close to Tekken that, even Eli. Like, I can never hear him mention a game other than Tekken. Like, I know we got a bit of love for Soul Calibur, but nothing comes.
Tekken reminds me a bit of a common farm animal.
What?
I'm sure you guys
What-
know
in
which
what
one.
way?
Yeah, like, okay. You gotta explain this analogy because, like, I don't know where
Tekken
it's
is the
going.
goat.
Oh my god! Oh wow! Brisbane level puns. Oh. Yep.
Myself, but I had to do it.
Oh, holy shit! You are not hosting next episode for me.
You're fine. Get out of here.
But yeah, Tekken's amazing, and like you just, I think it's evident in a lot of things. It's evident in the gameplay, the amount of people pick it up. Like you just the majors you tune into, like whenever they're on, like international, national.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
It's just like I think the only thing that, in my opinion, that stops Tekken from being like #1 fighting game is dude, I'm repeating myself on someone's mic here. I don't know whose it is, but
no, I'm not sure.
okay.
Still?
No, I'm good now. Yeah,
Okay.
I think just because like Street Fighter's been the face for so long, and I think the difficulty level of Tekken is a put off for some people, and I think it's a hurdle a lot of people have to get past.
The barrier to entry in Tekken is the highest
Yeah.
out of any game I've ever played ever, bar none.
It
Straight
is.
up, like just to do like a simple thing like block something low and while standing punish, that's difficult, right? Trying to backdash out of a string or sidestep a string, that's really difficult. And like people who've been playing for a long time, it's almost second nature. They'll just like do it and like just do it.
There's a definite
Like,
legacy skill, and it's not to say other games aren't hard. It's just something about Tekken is just like it's definitely like top 3 hardest fighting game out right now.
I don't think top 1. I can't think of a game that comes close.
Really? I think
can't
like
think
maybe not out right now, but like I've struggled with King of Fighters in the past.
Oh, actually, I've never played King of Fighters, so that I can't comment.
I used to play it, but just casually, and I can say that it is quite hard in terms of execution.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know about anything. Like my knowledge on the game isn't top tier or anything. I'm just going by what I know, so I could be wrong. But like the max cancel or hyperdrive combos in the old games, they were quite hard to do consistent.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with you in terms of execution. The game is really difficult. Oh my god! I thought I switched off notifications.
While we're on that topic, I just want to say, like, even though like I do think KOF is hard. I think mentioning specifically the execution as being hard. I think Tekken has many complicated aspects that are hard, not just execution in terms of like movement, which is the main focus on execution. Movement, which is a very weird thing for fighting games. And it's by far the hardest thing to do consistently because you have to do it all the time. Like, you cannot stop moving.
I think Marble is similar in that respect.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
So Marble might be a game that would become close to difficulty, even though I didn't play Marble 3, but I've only heard good things. Like, everyone who I talk to about Marble 3 is like, this game is the greatest 2D game of all time. It's like amazing.
Marble 3.
So when when Marble Infinite came out, I was like, okay, awesome. And then no one played it and it died, and I was like, I guess I'm going back to Tekken because we got a big scene. Actually, yeah, that's one thing that I really love about Tekken. Our scene is pretty fucking awesome.
No bias. I think like the amount of love you get in the Tekken scene is actually like ridiculous. I think the closest thing, like slight bias, because I'm part of the Tekken scene, is the NRS scene in Australia. Like the NRS scene is like fucking like I don't want to say one scene is better than another. Like we're all FGC at the end of the day, but fuck the NRS scene. I got nothing but love for. Like if I wasn't playing Tekken, I'd be full on NRS player and just it's just those guys are top notch.
Tekken, I think from my experience anyway, Tekken gets way more hype at majors. Way more. Like
it is.
I went to so I watched Street Fighter, I think not this BAM, last BAM. And when Bonchan won, he won with an underrated character, and it was kind of like golf clap win, and then you see like was it Naveed versus Saint that year? And oh my god, that was an experience.
Dude.
Everyone was popping off like
Violet Systems became my favorite stage after that like it's legit, it's my favorite stage just because of that. But like it's already got good music, but it's my favorite stage.
But yeah, that was incredible. I was like, oh shit, this is the thing. I've made the right choice, like straight up. Yeah.
Just to keep going on with that, I've heard nothing but great reviews from people watching the TWT events. Like, regardless of which event, regardless of the scale of the event itself, the amount of players, as long as there's like some names in the tournament, it's proven to be very, very easy to watch and so much hype regardless of who's winning, because every now and again, like, look, Junding, who we'll talk about soon, won CEO and then he failed to make top 8 yesterday
which is amazing. It's just
so there's just like there's a lot of players at the same skill level always challenging one another to improve, and so with this it causes people to just try and learn new things, try new things in tournament, and when you finally get to see it displayed at the highest level of skill in front of however many thousand people watching, all cheering, it's going to be hype. You can't deny that. Yeah. And Tekken's just continuously putting up great event after event after event, and because of the TWT, we have an event almost every week, if not every other week.
It's really good.
Yeah, just going on the I don't know if you're specifically talking about the Australian Tekken scene being hype. Like it is due to Tekken itself being such a great game, but like it's like the members in our scene are just like, I think Dread pointed out to me one, I forget what we were talking about, but it was mentioning, he was talking to, I think it was me, him, and Daniel, and it's like, it's just the personalities in our scene. Like if we were all melee players, like we'd just be hype as well. It's just it's just we just got great personalities, and it's just great to have. And like I love, like, on a personal note, I love, like I said, I got love for all games. I do play all games, but I love low key just showing up the other games at majors, like just getting people to come over and like, why is there so much noise of it in this section?
It's like, what the must be the Tekken corner.
It's gotta be Tekken. It's gotta be Tekken.
I remember doing commentary for top 8 last year at BAM, and I'm looking into the crowd for top 16, and looking into the crowd, and I see Street Fighter pros from other games, and people just walking across the side like they're saying, my game is finished. They're walking out, and then they look and they see this massive crowd for Tekken. Like, you know what? I'm gonna watch me some Tekken, and they come into the crowd, and then they're just yelling with everyone else, just making barnyard animal noises.
I love how we're associated with like legit barn animals now. It's hilarious. It's not just the Melbourne Tekken thing anymore. It's Tekken thing in general. But yeah, it's just testament to the game. You got casual the casual audience is finished with their game, like a band for example, and they walk over, and I'm at the front and I get a clean view of just seeing everyone, and that you just see people stop whatever they were doing and just, okay, let me just take a seat, or let me just stand here and watch, because the game is great, the scene is great. It's just Tekken has everything great going for it. It's just amazing. Yeah, you did jump into the right scene, my dude.
Yeah. So just on the flip side, so I've tried to convince like a lot of people to play Tekken, and there are issues. There are a lot of issues.
100%.
Players,
yeah, 100%.
Especially, and I think a lot of things can kind of drive players away. So there was the Street Fighter player in Sydney who was getting really good at Tekken, but he's quit now because he does not like the design of some characters and some moves, and I completely understand it. Like Asuka back 3, if you play a character that can't punish it consistently, which is most of them, it's really sometimes frustrating to go against that. Same with like if you don't understand Ling, and you go up against the Ling and you get bodied and you have no idea why, like that can just be like so demotivating, and I can get that. That can be really frustrating. So yeah, but if you stick to it, like the game is definitely better than pretty much every other one that I've played.
I don't know. You go, Alchemist.
Sorry, I was just going to say the thing that's really, really. I was going to say about like Reck was saying that the player was put off by certain things, and the fact is like, yeah, you're going to be put off by some things in Tekken, but there's definitely things in other games that are going to put you off, like that game, whatever the fighting game is.
Yeah,
that you're talking about.
No fighting game is perfect. Tekken's almost perfect. I'll give it a 99%.
You might have had something you might not like about Tekken, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a great game.
Plus, in my opinion, I don't really agree with like quitting the game just because of back 3, but like, that's it's up to the dude. It's like his opinion. But I feel Tekken is deep enough that there's no one move that I would say is particularly broken or like very.
Geese down jab.
Okay, Geese entirely is his own issue.
Yeah. Dread saying Tekken would be good if it had a proper tutorial. I 100% agree that it needs some form of tutorial, because right now it's got nothing.
This topic has like been brought up a lot before. Like sometimes I agree with the fact that it needs a tutorial. Sometimes I'm like, it's kind of too like where the hell would you start? Like it was actually.
It's a very difficult thing to do, but like I'm sure it's possible. But it will take a lot of time. I think is a big one, and Tekken as a product it's kind of bare bones. Like I mean, what we've gotten besides a sick game is you get Tekken Bowl, and then like there's an arcade mode, and there's not that much for people who aren't fighting gameplay.
Yeah, for the casual experience, it's pretty like bare bones.
So it doesn't do a good job of bringing casual video game players to be interested in proper fighting games.
100%.
Like it doesn't bridge that gap at all. I think that is the biggest weakness of Tekken 7.
100%. Like I know it it tried to cater for casuals like visually and like from a spectator point of view, like with the introduction of like supers or rage arts, like.
As a spectacle.
But casual to bring in the casual audience, I feel like it struggles there.
Yeah, so like a casual could watch it and be like, "This is awesome! I want to play Tekken," and then like they go get the game and they get bodied online by every single person, and then they'll just be like, "Yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. This sucks." Like that's would have happened tons of times. I can guarantee it. Like it doesn't do a great job of helping people like that.
I could literally talk for 2 hours, if not longer, why a tutorial mode would be good and bad for Tekken. And it would be more so that it would be a bad thing, because like I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be too long, but
no, just give us some simple thoughts, Alchemist. This is actually an interesting subject.
Even if you teach everyone the basics, and I say basics very loosely because who are we to judge what basics defines? It would still not get you anywhere near prepared to play against a player that knows slightly more than you do.
That's true.
Wouldn't you say that's the
Because
case with?
There's so many things in Tekken that cannot be taught via in-game. So stuff like understanding, like punishment. The game doesn't like specific Tekken specifically. They don't want to have frame data in the game. They've said that. So if they're gonna tell you can punish this with this, like what does that teach you? Yeah, you can punish it, but why can I punish it? The reason isn't there.
100%.
By leaving frame data out, it's not there.
Well, the thing is, sorry.
Then we go to movement. Like they're gonna teach you Korean backdash. As soon as someone sees that's new to the game, they're gonna be like, "Holy shit, my wrist! I don't want arthritis." they're gonna look at it and then they're gonna be put off. Like that's already a bad thing. And movement is one of the biggest things in Tekken by far. It's one of the things that separates it from other fighting games. So you have it in the game, and then someone's like goes to movement 101, and the first lesson is Korean backdash cancel. They look at it and they say it's telling them to do it slowly. They do it slowly, and then they try and do a second one. They can't do it. All right, I'm done with this game. I don't play anymore. They put it off. They can't put it. So the reason why I think the tutorial is bad is because I think it would do just as much good as bad in terms of bringing in new players as well as deterring them from wanting to learn the more advanced techniques that will actually make them competitive in a way. And the casual player doesn't really need the tutorials. They can have fun without it.
Yeah,
who does it appease?
Well, I think that I understand that if someone knows more than you, like they're just gonna beat you straight up. But the thing is, the gap from 0 to 1 in this game is massive. Like if you don't know anything, just trying to understand like why, like if you're watching, why is something cool? Like why are people in the crowd getting hype? Just learning it's like ridiculously hard. It's so easy for Street Fighter, I think, because you can see the guy. Oh, he walked forward. He did a super. That was cool. But in Tekken, like it's someone blocks a move and then does a hop kick or something, and then people get hyped. They're like, well, why? Like it doesn't make sense.
Also, I just want to say that for the tutorial mode, if you were to have one in Tekken, you'd have to do it with a lot of finesse because you have to choose specifically who your audience or your target audience is for that tutorial alone and how you want to cater it to them. Because like I said, if you make it too hard, even though it's introducing basic concepts, once again, basics in quotation, it's still going to be a deterrent for some people. But if you make it too easy, then it's not going to teach the players enough of they wanted to know. And that's why I think these days, YouTube is like just as good a resource as it's ever been.
I think it's not impossible. It's just it would have to be like, I don't know if anyone has ever seen Guilty Gear's tutorial, but by far it's the best tutorial of any fighting game I have ever played. Like I was gonna say Killer Instinct, but Guilty Gear, it just like it covers stuff it covers stuff at like the basic level, like, and then
like it covers safe jumps. It covers everything.
It's absolutely amazing. And I don't think it's without outside the realm of possibilities of doing the same for Tekken. It's just it would have
to. It's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's not going to be an easy thing. And it doesn't even have to be tutorial mode. It just needs something to get casuals to be interested into being competitive.
So then let me pose this question: did you guys think Fight Lab and TT2, Tekken Tag 2 did any kind of or did anything to bring in new players and keep them there with its tutorials? Or do you think that was a failure?
I forget what that consisted of, to be honest. Yeah. Wasn't it just like your regular old training mode? But all I remember was adding.
It just taught you like some basic combos, some long range moves, what to do in like these weird situations. Well, it was really, really basic. It was just teaching.
Anything, it's content, right? So it's something that someone who isn't playing something competitive can do. So at the very least, like I don't remember what it was. I barely.
See, I think Reck has a good point. Like if like what is the argument to bring in people and to keep them there so they eventually get the desire to learn the game, or is it just teaching them straight out? Because
I think it has to be the former.
The former. If it's a former, then we already said Tekken is lacking in the casual department for just for stuff for casuals to do. I mean, what have you got besides the story mode? Tekken Ball. How many people are actually playing that? Who asked for that? I don't think I played that mode once.
I played Tekken Ball one time, and I was like, okay, cool.
like I might be alone in my opinion here, but I think the Tekken story overall is kind of weak compared to other fighting games. I think like nothing.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Has the Tekken story ever
You said it, not me. Like I said, we've all got our own opinions. I think like the injustice model for like single player content is amazing. It's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, I've only heard great
I
things
played
about it.
Injustice 2 single player, and that was actually cool. I really liked it. Like for a fighting game, like that was some really cool content. It had an actual story and like, it was fun.
yeah.
Marak, not Marak, Gigas being Katarina's dad.
What?
Come on, bro.
Oh, is that confirmed? Like I know it's a fact. Oh.
Pretty much. Character stories in Tekken 7, like those individual episodes, they're so bad.
Yeah.
They suck so
Lucky
much.
Lucky Chloe being hired by Kazuya as the face of Chico. Come on, man.
I did not know about that. Is that actually
terrible.
a thing?
It sucks.
Oh wow. Yeah.
They had some guy in the background in a room with no ventilation, smoking the thickest blunt, coming up with these stories.
Okay.
writing it
Yeah.
down.
We've been ramping on all the single player content, but one thing that was good that Tekken did do well is the campaign mode in Tekken 6.
Yeah, that was
actually good. That got me the scenario, whatever mode it was, that they got me to play that for a while. That was actually good.
Yeah. I do remember parts of that, but not really.
What is
Before
this?
my time.
Tekken 6 campaign mode. It was when
I never played 6, so I don't know.
yeah. But that was pretty decent.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, just I don't know if that's something they can fix in the future. It's just they're lucky. I think we're just lucky Tekken is a good fighting game.
Yeah, straight up. Just look, if you're interested, play it. Also, one thing that I want to say is come offline. Because the only reason that I'm any good at all is because I just consistently went offline. And so the people you meet, there are a lot of really, really nice people. And they'll like, people want to help. People will help you. Like, they straight up will. And it's really fun. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
So even if you don't want to be number one, like, just coming offline is fun anyway. Just come.
I just want to say, speaking of missing content for single player, we recently got news that Season Pass 2 was confirmed by Namco. So what do you guys think about that? Have you thought to yourselves what it might include, what you want it to include? I mean, I know what Abby wants in the Season Pass 2.
Well, a character he can play.
But what are your guys' thoughts?
Like when I heard that, you go.
Oh, I was just saying that they haven't really announced anything for it, right? They've just said Season 2 and then nothing, right?
Pretty much. When I heard that announcement, all I thought initially was, what DLC characters are coming our way again. They're all, like, the thing that keeps people interested to grind is customization, so that's always going to be a thing. As far as extra modes, I have no idea, to be honest.
Well, look, I'm praying there's not another costume pack and then like a Tekken Ball mode as well. Like I'm just
there is more costumes coming for sure, but it's
but not like that's it. Like I will be very disappointed. Legacy characters I would love to see because there are some characters that I played in Tag 2 that I really really miss. Like Armor King is a big one. Armor King was one of my favorite characters ever. He was so cool.
Like I'm split because you have to satisfy two audiences with Tekken. You have to satisfy like the casual audience, and you have to satisfy like your hardcores. And like whether like legacy characters are coming or not, hardcores are always gonna play. Look, I've been a Marduk main for like how many years? Did Marduk not being here stop me from playing? No, like I'm still gonna be playing. But I legitimately think the additions of Eliza, Akuma, Geese, Noctis were good for the overall life of the game casually.
100%. 100%. I 100% agree with that.
So I'm actually keen to see what extra characters they decide to include. That's always going to be fun to see. As long as they play well, like as long as we don't get in there.
I'm just really like, I know this might be an unpopular opinion, maybe not between you guys, but some people in the chat that are watching. I really don't want any more guest characters.
You don't?
No.
You don't want another Akuma? Are you sure?
I don't want any more guest characters.
Guest characters like in the form from other
from other games,
or like what about a
other
completely new Tekken character in that regard?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah,
As long as they play
yeah.
Tekken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as they play Tekken, I'm Gucci.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
But if we get like another case where it's like if we get a lot of people want that guy from the Yakuza games.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want another generic badass male character in the game. Like that's
Mhm.
literally every character they added to the game.
Yeah.
Like give us something new. Like
Except
give
Claudio.
us like a new IP in Tekken, like a new character with some unique design, something you don't have in the game.
What do you guys think of the current new characters that were introduced in Tekken 7?
Well, I'm very outspoken about this. I absolutely love the new characters in Tekken 7. Not all of them, obviously, but most of them I absolutely love. I mean, I main Kazumi, Claudio. They're two new characters.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to some guys the other day, and I think Kazumi is a great addition, not just because of like what her model, but I actually think she's a good character to pick up. Like, just
She's a
like
great beginner character.
yeah, very good beginner character.
Yeah, for sure. Shaheen is a character that I really like, actually.
Shaheen's good.
Shaheen's pretty good.
Chloe is I think was the biggest mistake ever.
I actually like her design and her gameplay, but I can see how people don't like her and find her annoying. But I think she's very unique. You won't find a character like in any other fighting game.
She's unique, but yeah, she's she's so bad.
I really hate Katarina's design.
Katarina's
her fighting style.
I don't think
moves,
anyone likes Katarina.
Like they look fine, but on Katarina, the character, like her visuals, like I absolutely hate her visuals. I don't know what they were thinking. And Gigas, he looked cool to begin with, but his moves don't match his character, I feel. So when I see like specifically his rage art, like what is he doing when he does his rage art?
He's jumping, man.
He's a monster, like this 9-foot monster that looks like he's 20 tons. And all he does is slap you on the ground, and then just throws you, like flips the table.
I can't believe he doesn't have a throw mix-up, man. Like, look at him. No throw mix-up on that character.
Gigas is the biggest disappointment. Like, look, I'm not even saying that as a former, like, as a Marduk man. It's just like, if they didn't bring Marduk back, I'm like, okay, fine. But, like, Gigas' potential, just based on what he looks like, I'm like, okay, this guy's like a serious grappler. That he only has one command grab. He doesn't have a ground grab. He hasn't got a tackle. He's just...
all the characters they come out with are really basic, right? Besides, I think Noctis has a lot of moves, right? If I recall. He's got like a lot considering he's very new. Oh, and Josie, but Josie is... Yeah.
Josie's pretty much Bruce. Just like...
If it wasn't for Bruce, I would really like Josie. I'll put it that way. If Bruce would never existed, Josie's like a great character. I much preferred Bruce to Josie.
Yeah, but I think for the most part, the new characters, they've been good. Like, even Katarina, I don't mind. Like, it's funny, her whole selling point was her execution. You can just press a button, but that's never going to be the case in Tekken. There's no way. There's no win button. There's no.
Oh, unless you're Geese, you press down one.
But
yeah, there's a couple win buttons. Yeah, actually, Master Raven is really cool too. Even though she's not new, but it's a good take on Raven, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I'm not a fan of like I would rather them have brought out like a different character panel than just like you're just taking away the original characters that people have grown to love, like in the form of Raven.
Oh yeah, they did try something different. Yeah. Honestly, if there were alternate skins, that would be sick. I would love to be able to choose, but that's fine.
But yeah, like as far as characters for this season pass 2, like I'm hoping like 1 or 2 legacy characters. Like, I don't know how many characters they decide to bring, but I don't know, like a bunch of customizations. You're always gonna get that, and maybe a couple of modes that no one's gonna play. Hopefully they do.
So with all that being said, can we transition into IesF.
Yes,
Because I'm
I was
sure
gonna
people have
say.
heard enough of us talking about new characters,
Yeah.
which aren't
Yeah.
necessarily new anymore.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about IesF? What are your thoughts so far?
Well, at this point in time, like all the qualifiers have been done. Just to recap, the qualifier from Melbourne was Tin. Well, he was the one
Yeah.
like most eligible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really sad Naveed couldn't wasn't eligible to enter.
Yeah, because we finally might have been able to see Dion versus Chand and Y in something legitimate.
Oh my!
Especially on a big stage as well.
I would love that to happen because they're both so good. I would love to see them play a money match or something. Like, man. And well, I mean, Tin as well. Tin versus Dion will actually be really good as well. That's one that I want to watch because they had a money match at BAM.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what the score was, but I know Dion won.
Yeah,
I'm sure
5-2.
Tin's hungry. I know Tin's hungry. He's gotten hungrier. He was not so hungry, but after that BAM, after he beat Q-Dance, he's gunning for it now.
Yeah. So just to confirm that the qualifier from New South Wales was Dion.
It was Dion.
Yeah. Jub won in Queensland, and I forget who won in Queensland. I mean WA. I didn't get a chance to watch.
I heard the name, but I completely forgot.
All I know is a Claudio main.
Well, you know that Dion wanted to go to Queensland to enter there, right?
Yeah. which I'm like, we can debate the rulings. Like, we don't make up the rules for IesF, but I think that it should be like you should be able to go to wherever to qualify.
Well, yeah, honestly, yeah, it's Australia, right?
Exactly. As long as you're Australian, you should be able to go wherever to qualify.
But fair enough. I mean, if you can't go, you can't go.
I mean, like, what about the other states? Like, from what I was hearing from Rami, since he's a committee member, they changed the ruling and saying like at the last minute, like after our qualifier, when our qualifier was done, is that it's no longer like what region you come from that you enter. It's just if
Well, the thing is, right? What if Dion was in Melbourne at the time because he's originally from Melbourne and he couldn't make the Sydney one? Like, but yeah, or whatever. It worked out because he was having actually issues. He wasn't sure if he was able to come to Sydney.
It actually kind of messed with his plans because he was actually going to represent Australia in Indonesia, which was the tournament that happened this past weekend, and he couldn't because he had to come back for
IesF. Yeah,
I know.
It would have been nice to have an Australian.
Which is originally why he wanted to go to Brisbane because he didn't want the conflicting schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I'm sure it's a ruling that can be worked out over time especially for the next one. Like, as long as proper reasoning is given. Just, I feel like, if you want this is my reasoning. If you want the best finals, just let anyone enter. But I guess it's also a case of like letting each region rep themselves. But
CTC says, then I would have rep New South Wales. But if Dion wasn't there, then I would have tried. So
If Dion wasn't there, I would have picked Kazumi. So yeah.
But Eli couldn't go either. So because he's doing I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but probably doing commentary for it.
I am doing commentary for the. It's confirmed. I'm doing commentary for the.
You've confirmed it. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Because so I think top 4 was Dion, CTC, Eli, and I came 4th. And then it was Zahn, Bo, and was Andrew in top 8? Yeah, Andrew. And I can't remember. Was it Kuya? Was Kuya? Yeah, Kuya. So they were on top 8.
I want to touch on something. I think it was like an explanation was kind of given to me during the stream, Alchemist. But I was just curious why I didn't pick not Josie, Kazumi at all.
Oh, okay. So I knew from the beginning that I can't rep Australia, New South Wales.
Oh, okay. That's
and because there's no point in me going full try hard mode because Kazumi, but if you don't count BAM, I haven't played Kazumi in 3 months, and I only play her. The last time I played her was when I was playing at YSB, and when I was versing Dion in the grand finals when I was on winner's side. I
That's
don't
right.
use her unless I'm playing like 100% serious Tekken, because when I play her, I have like so much things in my mind, like my mind games and all this stuff planned, and just stresses me out if I'm using her and I'm not trying to, 100%. I do use her to practice against Lucky Strikes. That's pretty much it.
Huh, man, playing Andrew is an experience. Far out.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm
I'll-
looking at this bracket and like, well, you played Blanket EX first, got a bye the next, and lost his. Like, I don't know how much Lucky Strikes is playing nowadays, but and I'm not counting just
Not a
count,
whole.
discounting how good Zepp is. Like, he's good, but
Yeah, well, Zan picked Geese and Akuma. So
Okay.
like Andrew doesn't have that much experience against those characters at all,
okay.
and they play so fundamentally different that it's pretty. Yeah, Zan's just the cheese lord.
Can I say something that I found quite funny? From the not the YSB, the IesF qualifier that we just had in Sydney, I watched like my matches back,
Yeah.
and I saw the commentators. A few of the commentators were saying I wasn't finishing my wall combo with Paul, which is like the 3-2 into the shoulder.
Yeah.
And they're saying I wasn't finishing it because I don't want to switch sides or something. But in all fairness and in truth, the reason why I didn't finish the combo is because I didn't have my 1+2 button mapped.
Oh man!
So like, there's two or three.
Man, I just confirmed for the world, Alchemist is a button mapper. Holy
No,
hell!
it's only 1+2.
Man,
I
I mapped 7 buttons.
Really?
I
play Tekken with 7 buttons.
You don't press one and 2 at the same time.
It depends. So if I break grabs, I habitually press 1+2.
Yep.
But when I play Feng and Geese, especially Geese, I always use the 1+2 button.
So you use your holy hell, your ring finger.
No, I just move my hand.
Dude, that seems like more work to me.
Honestly, I was
like I have never thought of mapping the idea of mapping buttons, especially on a stick when you just that is so foreign to me.
I was considering it and I was talking to Dion and he told me all the Koreans do it.
Really?
They all do it. And I was like, look, if they're all doing it, it's
gotta be it's gotta be
yeah,
oh wow, dude. Everyone is at home now mapping their buttons.
Yeah.
Holy
I personally
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I play 1, 2, 1+2, Rage Art, and then on the bottom 3, 4, 3+4.
Mine is I just do the only button I map is 1+2, and that's on my 5 button, and I only use it for specific moves with characters and to break throws.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still not used to breaking throws with it, because like Reck said, muscle memory will want me to press 1+2. I'm trying to get used to pressing the 5 button.
That's a hard transition, man.
You can't mess it up. That's the thing. So if you get
you can't mess it up.
You can't mess it up. You can't have a finger slip and then accidentally press a 1 instead of 1+2.
Yeah, but I only map the 1+2. Everything else is just normal, and the 1+2. So I looked back at my matches and I counted 5 times where I dropped combos because I didn't have it mapped. There was this. I lost a round versus CTC when I did an Eliza combo, and I went for the Oki. I went for the unblockable tech trap, and the command for it is forward 4 for the stance, and then 1+2 to do the unblockable, and I just got forward 4 into nothing, and he did tech, so he would have eaten it, but I got nothing, and at the end, I whiffed my Rage Art because I didn't dash, and it was literally, if I hit that Rage Art, I would have won against him, and I missed it, and then I said, okay, he's going to attack, but I'm going to recover in time in this Rage Art, so I mashed EX DP, but I didn't have 1+2 mapped, so I got nothing, but I held forward.
Oh, wow.
And that was when I was looking to myself. I said, "Man, I'm new to mapping buttons, so I forget sometimes."
Yeah, I'm used to it now. Because you know what? The first time I think when Yuvan and you, Abby, were at YSB most recently,
yeah,
I dropped the game to Looper because Yuvan doesn't map Rage Art button, and I went to press it and nothing happened. I just stood there and I was like,
were you using his stick?
I turned around and I yelled out, "Who the hell doesn't map Rage Art?" Yuvan's like,
dude, I think you'd be surprised. I think it's split down the middle. Like I've never.
Oh no, it is. I know. Most people don't use they just use 4 buttons.
Yeah, I'm completely against it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm just old school. I'm just like I'll just press the notation.
Nah, new school Rage Art Master Race.
You know what I think is an even more foreign concept than like button mapping. It's using the your 4 buttons, like the the 4 middle buttons on a stick.
That's a Korean thing, right? I think.
Yeah, it's a Korean thing.
Yeah.
That's how
Really?
it is in.
That's
Yeah, it is.
that's kind of odd because like the curvature of the first 4 buttons is to suit your hand. And I'm like, why?
I was playing one. Sorry, go on.
No, yeah, I'm just why would you go against the natural grain of your hand positioning?
I was playing once at a YSB, and my stick was being repaired. Like something happened to it, and I think it was Bryce was looking at it. And what happened was I had to borrow someone's stick, and the only person that was going to give me their stick was Zan, and he plays with a Korean stick.
Yep.
So I'm fine playing on Korean level because I play both Korean and Japanese. And I mean like legit Korean, not like the Japanese mounds Korean, like the actual Korean.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he had the middle 4 buttons mapped. And I didn't know. So I was playing with it, and then he told me, oh, it's the middle 4 buttons. So I'm playing, and I can't hit anything. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I'm trying to do 1, 2, and I end up just pressing 2 and whatever, and my combos were a mess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do people play like this? But you got to remember that people have grown up playing like their entire lives.
That's it. But just while we're touching on that subject, like about all these different like methods that, both you guys use the Korean levers, right?
Yeah,
I've got a Jap mounted Korean. Yeah.
Oh, you got a Jap?
It's Jap mounted Korean, so
okay.
it is Korean. It just doesn't have the collar that.
I have all 3. So I have a regular Japanese, which is the Sanwa JLF, but it is like a custom, but it's still a JLF. I have the same one as Reck, which is Japanese mount Korean, and I have the Korean mount Korean, which is the Help Me 2.0 level.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
So
got
I use
one of
all
those.
of
I
them.
just haven't installed them yet.
Right. Okay. One of the things about the Korean players is they're famous for using their Korean levels. Do you think it's worth the transition, or it's really not that big of a issue where it would change your gameplay that much?
Look, I don't
Can I
think.
say something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I just go before? I should say that when I first started learning Korean and like using the Korean mount Korean, like the actual one, I want to say like, and this is no complete, like I still play Jap to this day as my main stick, mainly because it's the one I customized.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do play on the Korean stick, there's a big difference in terms of precision with execution, and I can tell straight away. Like when I move to it, you have so much more control over quarter circle forward motions and all that stuff, and it's much more rigid in terms of like if you do it this way, it'll do this every time, instead of sometimes where you get inconsistencies with Japanese stick. But Japanese stick is easier to use because it's looser. Some people prefer it that way. They've grown up on it. It doesn't require as much effort. So it's there's a balance in between.
See, but at the experience level where everyone is familiar with how to use that stick, would you say that there's a clear advantage of using a Korean over a Japanese?
The biggest advantage is you go to neutral very quickly.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of fighting games, yeah. So when I first switched to Korean, I thought, man, this is really good. And then I played Dragon Ball. And I played my first YSB Dragon Ball
on a Korean stick.
On a Korean stick without ever playing it on it before. And I couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful.
See, I've always wondered that. I've always wondered like
it was really bad. But I was just new to it. But I practiced Dragon Ball with a lot, so I play Dragon Ball now on Korean stick as well. And I think if you play multiple games, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just play Tekken, it's probably worth it.
That's a very, very good point. I think because I've heard this mentioned several times, the standard JLF was created with 2D, aka Capcom games in mind.
Yeah.
Where you need loose quarter circle forward motions.
Exactly.
Yeah, stuff like where you can mash DP. You might get like an up forward in there, but it won't really affect the move that comes out because you're pressing buttons in such close frames. Because frames in Street Fighter or 2D games are much smaller than Tekken. Where,
you've got 3 frames.
Whereas Tekken is you have to be very precise with the input, and you'll get the move that you need. So if you make that, like for example, one of the things I always get with Paul, and I absolutely hate this. It never happens on Korean stick, but it happens every now and again with Japanese stick. I try to do an instant while standing 4 with Paul from crouch dash, and I get a neutral hop kick.
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that really
it
annoys
bounces.
me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I've had
Because
that.
the stick bounces. It has the
Yeah,
springiness.
that's right.
Koreans don't have that.
Actually, not a bad thing to do is I've got another stick where I've got a 2-pound spring in my JLF, and that's actually pretty good for Tekken. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you don't really get misinput. It's very stiff. So that's another option. If you just change the spring in your JLF, and like it'll cost you like 20 cents. It doesn't cost shit.
What Chaotic Punisher said in the chat is actually very right, by the way. It just doesn't matter which stick you use. Switching between one won't make you a better player.
No, see,
No,
no. See, that's why I brought it up. Are the changes significant enough to switch to one or another?
Look, if you only play Tekken, I recommend at least trying it, okay, and feeling the difference. And if you think that difference is good enough for you, then buy one. But otherwise, nah, it doesn't.
Have either of you played Tekken in any significant length of time on a pad? Just curious.
I
I
started with
did.
Pad.
Okay, thoughts?
I did. There was a period when I didn't have a stick because I was getting mine customized by Hayden, so he had it for 3 months because we're waiting for parts to
Oh
arrive.
yes, I remember
And so
that.
I was playing pad on PS4 online, and my hands would go numb after 1
Exactly.
hour.
That's exactly
Yeah.
the issue I have. Is it hurts my hands. I would play Mishima on Pad. And I know Cruz,
Yeah, finish off.
I was gonna say, I know Cruz does it, and I have no idea how he does it because Mishima on Pad will literally tear your thumbs off. It hurts, man. I can't do it. Oh yeah.
Right, like I actually don't mind the movement on pad. It's the buttons. Like I cannot have them
Oh,
that
the
close
buttons,
together. It
yeah.
does my head in. Like, imagine me being a Mario player trying to do VTS over and over again. It's just no. It's not. VTS cancels are just a headache.
And
Yeah.
also, I just think Stick's more fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's fun. You
agree.
can smack the buttons.
Yeah, I agree.
Fun.
And you can't customize a pad the way you can customize a stick.
I have to say, if you want what's the word I'm looking for? Like an advantage against me personally before the match even starts,
Mhm.
play pad.
Really?
Because I look at people's hands and I listen to buttons.
Oh.
Yeah, offline strat.
And I can't do it with pad players.
Pad, I think.
I'm when I'm playing, I'm genuinely looking at my opponent's hands the entire time.
Oh wow.
That's why I prefer head side to side.
You're one of the very few
Scumbag.
people in the scene that do that.
Yeah,
You see, the only time, like one of the few times I will do that is back in when Marduk was around, like, and I get a tackle, like I would check to see if they're blocking left or right or right, just to make sure I do the opposite. But yeah, that's
Eli
what.
always sits behind people when he's
Yeah,
side to side. Yeah, he always sits behind.
Dude, you've given up your secret now. No one's sitting in front of you.
No, it's not. I sit really far back from the screen because at home I sit really far back from the screen when I play, and I've always done it like that.
Mhm.
So I'm used to. And so I just try and do that when I go play in YSB or an offline event. But it just happens to be that it makes it easier to see their hands. When I'm behind them.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. Actually, it's really funny. There's a guy called Nez that he doesn't really come out anymore, but he
No, I know him. King of Xbox.
He sits. Yes, that's right. He sits smack bang with his face like planted on the screen. And then when he plays against Eli, you see Eli all the way back, and it doesn't even look like they're playing on the same screen. It's so funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, the guy who won in WA is a guy called Stuart G. I'm just looking at their brackets now.
Okay. Awesome. Nice. Good job, man.
Wow. Like I'm not familiar with everyone from WA. Like I know I am that Game Freak.
How many entries?
Double O Snake. They got 26.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's really.
Dude, that's good. It's good for
31.
WA.
We only got 31.
Dude.
Considering that our YSBs used to hit 60.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I think is it more a case. Was your qualify held on Saturday?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was
maybe it's a location thing.
Yeah, BKB is in Maryland, so that's not super close to everybody. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the only names I'm very familiar with are like No, Double O Snake. I've versed him a lot. I've versed him during the TWT online last year. So
Oh,
I am that Game Freak, GG Hype, I know. Yeah, a few of these guys, but yeah, Stuart G, not familiar with, but good props to him. He didn't lose a game.
well, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's good to see. Yeah, good to see what he can do. And these numbers are good, man. Like it's just testament to how many numbers we got at BAM. Like each state is doing their thing.
Bam this year was really good.
Mm.
What did you guys hit? Like 200 and something?
I think it was 210, if I remember correctly.
That's massive. That's
So, wait, since we're talking about IesF, can anyone confirm this? I think Jabu's still in the chat, so he might know something we don't know. But there's been a lot of confusion, and so I'm just going to throw the question out there. Does Australia and does New Zealand have their own separate spots? Or are we one spot for both? Like, is the New Zealand
just
rep coming to
Oceania?
Australia?
Last year they had their own separate spots.
It
Yeah.
was separate last year, but this year I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I've heard conflicting reports.
Well, I'm not too sure. Either that we have our own spots or New Zealand don't have a spot at all. That is one of the yeah.
Are you sure, Tom? Are you sure,
No
Yeeks?
spot? That
I
sucks.
know. Like yeah, we're eventually gonna have to find out. But if that's the case, that sucks for them because they got.
I'm gonna trust Jabu over Yigs. Jabu is the.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. He confirmed they have
Jabu's
a
involved.
spot.
Right, they do have a spot.
Yeah.
Is it a separate spot? Wowza is in top 8. Wait, so it's not current? It's not finished?
No, they have on the 21st. They have the final event, which determines the person who wins the thing. Because there was an online qualifier and an offline qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so do you guys know who's in it?
I know Kyo has a spot. I know Wowza has a spot, and I don't know the others.
Do you think Thomas and Dan? I would expect them to be there.
I'm pretty sure they were there. I just don't know.
Nova and Dan Banter.
Wait. So their qualifiers happened or it's going to happen?
It's going to happen.
No, they've had 2 legs of their qualifiers.
Oh,
But there's
okay.
still more.
Okay.
It's similar to how we have 4 states,
Mhm.
so they have separate qualifiers in a way, and in the end, there's one to determine the.
Oh god, it's held online. That's ugly. Yuck. Oh yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh god, I hope Ben doesn't enter, huh? Oh boy.
Dude, yeah, I just want to segueing back to BAM discussion. Like I know BAM's done and dusted, but I know you've been raving about how good it was, but just how was your personal performance and experience at BAM, Reck? Who did you end up playing and losing to?
So the 2 people I lost to were Knee and Tin.
How was playing Knee?
Playing Knee was a good experience actually.
That wasn't your first international experience, was it?
In tournament it was.
Okay.
So I played internationals before, but not in tournament. And I got 1 round and I got snake edged, so that was fun. But it was good because I could understand the way that he was playing, which I would like last OHN. I just got bladed and I had no idea why. But when I played him this BAM, I could understand why I lost, which was really, really good for me. That was the best part of it. And also I played Geese, and Dion has kind of been teaching me how to play Geese and how to play Geese against Koreans specifically.
Oh wow.
And I could feel what he was telling me was working, but I just wasn't at that level. Like they're just it's another level.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really good, and Tim just straight up bopped me. That was fun. Yeah, Tim's great. I think Tim is one of the best players in Australia, hands down. Top 5, I'd put him straight up. I think no contest. Yeah, you guys agree?
Top 5.
Easy, yeah, easy top 5.
For sure, easy top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you?
He's one of the players I had the most fun versing because I think I've mentioned it before. Like I feel like he plays in a way that makes me want to play better. He does a lot of things right, like the way I expect a player of his level to do, and it just makes me want to play or like to think harder and do things more consistently when I'm playing a player against of his level. I don't have that with Dion because Dion is a better player. I'm not gonna lie; he's a much better player than Tin as of now. If Tin is watching this, if anyone's telling him to prove me wrong, But
No,
Dion, I think, is a better player.
everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like in my straight up opinion, I think Tin has more talent than Dion. Dion just has
Talent for sure, but
more
Dion is such a
hard worker and more experienced.
Yeah, but just to continue what I was saying,
Yeah.
Against Dion, I don't really have that because he plays a completely different style, and it's kind of just like it doesn't matter who he plays; he'll play the same way in every time.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like I can't explain it.
No. I
don't think it's
100% know where you're coming from. I feel that every time I verse him with a different character, it's just like,
every
all right,
character
this style is just Dion.
It's Dion. So you don't play it like he's playing Josie. No, he's playing Dion.
Yeah, he's playing Dion.
Like,
Doesn't matter.
100%.
I remember this thing. There's a guy on online PC that's been versing me on my stream. His name is Catax, and he was playing Dragonov or someone. And someone in the chat said, "Oh, hey, it's Dion." I said, "No way, this is Dion. He's playing Dragonov, but he's done 2 down 2s in 2 rounds.
Yeah,
Dion held down 2 the entire time. He wouldn't have stopped pressing down 2."
Actually, having played both Eli and Tin, their defense is super similar. So I think actually Eli and Tin play really similarly, except Eli is much more defensive. That's the biggest difference, and I can see, like I know that Eli and Tin had a money match, and I think I was the only one who watched it pretty much.
Allegedly.
Well, no, I've got it recorded.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
You had to pay up for that one, didn't you, Abby? I remember that. I got some nice money for that.
Allegedly.
Thanks to my boy Eli coming through. But no, watching that set was really good. And I could see the similarities in their gameplay. I think, yeah.
So sorry, like from that whole discussion, I forgot who you said you lost to. You lost to Nee, and you lost to.
I lost to Nee and Tin.
Oh, okay, Tin. Yeah. Okay, all right.
So I think I was one of the highest placing Australians.
Yeah, you were top 32. I remember doing that massive
20
table.
bit. So I think it was Navid first, Tin second, Looper, Box, and Colin third, highest. And we were talking about placings, and then the rest of the Australians that made it into top 30.
Who were going into the tournament and coming out of it? Who were some of the, like you've mentioned Tin already? Who were some of the players that impressed you? That you either got a chance to play or watch?
Dan Banter I think he's one of the best players in New Zealand. So I played Dan Banter. That was actually my most anticipated match.
Mm-hmm.
So when I looked at the brackets, I saw, man, I got to get Dan Banter in bracket. And we played, and I won 2-1, but it was pretty close. And I think Dan Banter is one of the strongest Oceanic players. I think he's a contender.
Mm-hmm.
He's really young, and he's really motivated, and he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And people will always give him shit because like he would play online a lot, and people get salty. And I've heard all these different things. Coming offline and playing him, like he's proven he's one of the best players, I think, in Oceania.
Yeah, dude. Like once you meet, like there's some players that might have that online stigma to them, but once you come offline, and you meet them, and you're all chill, it goes away.
Yeah. And I think he's potentially going to be one of the best representatives for our region as well. I think Dan Banter. For New Zealand especially,
Yeah. Watching him play, like, you got to see a chance to see it. Especially in the 5v5 on the Friday.
Oh yeah. Listen, disclaimer, I had 2 hours of sleep.
That's your own fault, buddy. Don't bring that OS. Don't bring your OS here.
Down forward 1 to 4-4 3 times, and I did down 2 the first time. I thought, oh, okay. The second time I did down 2 again. I thought, oh no.
I think out of all the matches, like I was really hyped to see New South Wales versus New Zealand because like I know how many people knew like how good New Zealand actually are.
I think actually my favorite match in that was Eli versus Corn. That was a good match. That was
versus Cornova.
Yeah, you versus Cornova.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good, especially the last part where he did up forward 4, and then you knew he was going to backsway, and you walked forward and waited, and then he was just like, "Man, no one waits there."
No, in his own words, he as soon as the match finished, he got off his seat and he said over the screen, he said, "I knew you weren't like the others."
Yeah.
That was a fun tournament.
The thing about that as well was I had to do Dragon Ball 2v2s and the 5v5 at the same time, so I had to run back and forth the whole time, and that was a bit rough.
That's the struggles of playing more than one game, man.
Yeah, well, I think Didi, like, I just told Didi, listen, man, go first, because if you lose, I'm not gonna win anyway. So, because I teamed up with Didi, and we made, I think, third. Who? I don't even remember who, because I don't even remember who we lost to besides Baxter and Falco. Like, I was dead that day.
Probably would have been Andor and someone else, but yeah, Queensland players. Yeah.
Did they come second? I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
But yeah. Anyway, we lost the second. We came third.
Let's talk about CEO. This tournament that's been on everyone's mind. That's just happened recently. The Masters event in the US. You know, we saw a lot of upsets. We saw a lot of really good matches.
Dude, you saw upsets from the word go. Like, I was watching pools and I was
I didn't see pools.
And I was like, you know, I saw Pock Shop versus I can't remember her name.
Oh, I did see that. Pink Diamond.
Yeah.
Right?
And like,
oh, that was funny. Oh man, I talked so much shit. I was having so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, like whether you rate Pork Shop or you don't, it's just like that, you know, on to the casual player, that's an upset, man. And,
oh yeah.
Dude, I was watching Obscure versus Speed Kicks, and holy hell, dude, that was one hell of a match. Like,
who won that match? I didn't see it.
Dude, it was so close. I can't remember. I want to say Obscure pulled off the upset. Hang on.
Well, Obscure's placed higher, but did they play in losers?
I think that might have been a loser match.
If it was a losers match, then Obscure would have, because he's placed 13th, Speed Kick 17th.
I can't remember, but yeah, it says he lost to Speed Kicks. It was an absolute hell of a match. So many good matches.
Nah, the handsome man, Speed Kick is a cool guy. I got to meet him in Japan. It was actually really nice. I met him at Sugamo at the arcade, and we'll just.
Dude, I think he's got a bit of a like
America.
No, it's just like he's got that rep as being somewhat of an elitist, like.
He just says weird shit on Twitter, man. That's the biggest thing. He just says weird shit on Twitter sometimes.
Dude, when you finish, isn't it true? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. He finished college at the age of like 13 or something.
Yeah, he's like
he's a legit genius.
A legit genius.
He's a legit genius. So, he's gonna have some. He's gonna have those opinions. So.
Yeah, but I mean, fair enough. I met some really nice people, actually, internationals at Evo Japan.
But no, he's cool, man. Like I've seen some of his tweets, like where it's just like, let's just play casuals. Like I'm not trying to. Yeah. He's. I
met some not so cool people at Evo Japan as well. But
you want to name any names?
Yeah. I'm not naming them. I'm not gonna call it.
All good. All good. Like everything's gonna be like that. For the most part, we're all cool.
But yeah, no, there was some. I mean, Caden Trench was actually one person. He was my first game in pools. And he was really nice. And he's also really good. He's really good. I think Dion beat him only 5-4 or something. And I'm pretty sure Tin lost to him in a long set. If I remember. And actually, he performed really well at the last European major that had Knee. It was him versus Knee in the grand finals. That was really good.
Did any of you guys get a chance to see Book's matches?
Oh man, no, but I actually need to watch those.
Dude, he makes you want to pick up Jin. It's just
I know. He is incredibly good. He's the only name Jin I can think of. Like what other
Cherryberry Mango?
Amigo.
Yeah. Yeah, Eli wants to bring that one up, huh?
No, you just mentioned gym players.
Just for anyone who doesn't know, Eli beat Amigo in the first fight.
No, go for it.
Evo Japan. Anyone who doesn't
I'm genuinely just bringing up the name gym players.
And he won 5-0. Eli beat Amigo 5-0.
No.
Was it 5-0?
Anyway, gym players like there's Book, there's Amigo, there's
CBM.
There's Knee occasionally, who's not a Jin main, but he does.
Yeah, I'm talking actual Jin players. Yeah.
There's the American player Ace Unlimited who actually beat Kokoma.
Yeah, I remember him being like, I remember him having a real notable performance. I don't know if it was last year or a year before at some major, really big major. I can't remember. His name is familiar. Holy shit!
I'm looking here.
I'm looking at top 48 brackets.
Kokoma used Devil Jin, Paul, Kazumi, Geese, Josie.
Yeah, he
Really?
used a lot. He used a lot. Every time I was watching one of his matches, he used a different character.
Oh yeah, Chikurin also a Jin player, but
Oh,
he doesn't.
yeah.
He doesn't really play Jin anymore. He mains Devil Jin now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Devil
Okay.
Jin and Akuma, the scumbag.
Oh god, Akuma players can all go to hell. All right. God, that character. Look, he's awesome for the game, but as a competitive player, fuck that character.
Dude, this coming from the Geese player.
He has
You can't make that complaint, buddy.
Geese does play some level of Tekken, right? But you can come across an Akuma player, they don't have to play Tekken at all. They don't like it's oh my god, that character.
Geese is for sinners.
Geese is for sinners, but
Geese is
Akuma's for people who are already in hell.
I was having a long session with Daniel, who mains Geese, and like it was the first time in a long time I got to play a long set of Tekken, and I just look at Daniel after like 10 games. I'm like, this character is like I don't know what to say. And he's like, I know. I know.
Every Geese player knows.
Every Geese player, yeah.
knows. We all know that our character is bunk ass, like broken, but he's also so much fun. Geese is like super fun character.
I'm sure.
Like when Geese does a mid that's -9 on block and he's still attacking, you just look at like Dion and like, dude, what, man? Come on.
Yeah. Like I think it's a running saying now within the community. It's never your turn, and when you think it's your turn, it's not.
It's not. The only time it's your turn is when Geese is plus.
Geese is always on plus frames.
Uh-huh.
The only time Geese is minus is when he's plus. That's it. Like, because he won't parry there. That's it. That's like the only time that it's safe to attack. But yeah, he's a oh man, like that character's a character that'll mind fuck you pretty hard.
So yeah, just to go over it, yeah. Sorry?
We've actually been seeing a lot of Geese in tournament by Koreans.
We had how many Geese in IesF tournament? Bo played Geese, I played Geese, Dion played Geese,
Kuya played Geese.
Kuya played Geese. We had at least 4 Geeses in
Yusuf played Geese.
Oh my god. We got 5?
At least 5 Geese.
Yeah, Sydney is not the Kazumi state anymore, it's the Geese state.
Yeah, just to go back to the CEO results, a couple of it's not an upset, but it's just Saint's been dominating for so long. You had Jimmy J Tran beating Saint 2-0.
Oh, it's Jimmy beat Saint.
Yeah.
Okay, that I can see. I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you lose to?
And Saint lost first. Initially lost to Joey Fury, which that's an upset in my mind. I don't care what you say. Hang on.
Who did Jimmy lose to? Oh, Margin.
Yeah, Little
That's
Margin.
an upset.
Yeah,
that's an upset.
Dude, and Book. Do you think Book beating Kokoma is an upset?
Honestly, no.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think that's an upset. I'm pretty sure that Book consistently beats Kokoma.
Not in tournament. It's not
Maybe
an
not
upset
in
in tournament.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I also have to say this. Kokoma tweeted about this actually. He said he's quite frustrated because he's been losing to Jin players a lot.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
he did say
it's
that.
a personal thing.
And so he said he's going to work on the matchup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't he have like a Yakuza Jin as well? Like he plays.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure he has like a blue rank Jin.
So yeah.
But playing the character is different than versing the character, especially with like if he was using Geese, it might be a new matchup.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, Geese's hardest matchups, I won't say bad because they're not bad, are Feng and Jin, because the access to parry kind of makes you have to think a lot more about how you use your string.
Jin blind duality with the memes. Jin bottom 10. I think Jin is the 6th best character in the game. I've been saying that for I don't know how long. Yeah, I think he's the 6th best character in the game.
Jin is super good.
Guys, what do you think? Like, it's funny that like coming fourth is a bad result in the eyes of this player, but what do you think about JDCR's run as of late? He lost 3-0 to Kudans in winners final.
He came 3rd or 4th?
He came 3rd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he came 3rd. Like a 3rd. This from the guy the previous year that was winning everything, either 1st or 2nd.
Oh, he lost to John Ding.
Yeah, he lost to John Ding.
That is an upset. I would call that an upset. Yeah, I can see that because JDCR has been so dominant, and even across the end of Tag 2, he was killing it. Right, he was beating everybody. I could see him losing to Q-Dons though.
3-0.
Was it 3-0? Was it
Yeah.
that bad? Wow.
I know.
It was,
Well,
it
Q-Dons
was,
is
it was
godlike,
actually.
right?
I remember watching it. It was
Almost
so
as godlike
free,
as Tim.
actually. Oh, this guy.
Australia represent, man.
No, but like
gotta knock that
you
bitch
know,
through.
you can hate on JDCR, but in all, like, if we look at it through statistics, he's doing a lot worse than he did last year. But we have to remember that he won the hardest tournament on the TWT, which is the Korean Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Nee wasn't in that tournament.
I'm so sad he wasn't in that tournament. But you know what? Nee's like, not even arguably, he is the top player right now, straight up, right? You guys
It's not even close anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so interesting to note. As soon as the tournament started, where there was less input lag, Nee was like, "Oh, I'm playing Tekken again," and he just comes in and just trashes everyone.
Yeah.
No one stands a chance. He just like going random select in every tournament. Is like, okay, bring me a main, and it's just a feast. He's just there eating the points. Just give me them TWT points.
Look, did you guys see the German? I think it was the one where Kane and Trench was in winner's side versus Nee.
Yes.
But it was like a 1st to 5 each way. As soon as I heard
first
that,
to 4.
it was a 1st to 4. Yeah, 1st to 4 each way. I thought there is no way in hell a non-Korean is going to beat Nee in a death match. Basically, is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a death match. I was like, you can't do it. He might lose the first 2 games, but then he's going to download your timing and he's going to adjust to it straight away. And
the numbers speak for themselves as well.
Yeah.
Like the first set, so before reset, winners, Kane and Trench was in winners, Nee was in losers, and Kane and Trench had 2 wins, and Nee reset the bracket with 4 wins, obviously. So it was 4-2 in the first set, and then in the second set, after reset, where both players were in losers bracket, it was 4-0 in Nee's way.
Yeah, like he as soon as he got that download, it was gone. I mean, he's the best deathmatch player in the world for a reason, right? Like, trying to beat him is nigh on impossible.
Yeah, definitely amazing at adapting.
Also, Nee is a godsend to the tournament scene because he brings a new character almost every time.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so good for the
You guys
fans.
see he's been playing Katarina?
Yeah.
In tournament, he's been playing Katarina. He's been playing Paul. He's been playing who else? Brian. He's been playing Kazuya. Playing
Steve.
Feng.
He's been playing everyone.
King. He played King.
I have not seen his King. He played King?
He played King. He played King in America. Not CEO, the one before it.
Combo Breaker.
Combo Breaker, I think. Yeah. He played King in pools.
Has he played Kazumi yet? I'm surprised.
Nah, he hasn't used Kazumi in a while.
But yeah, like he's the god of all characters. Like JDCR's name's supposed to mean like plays.
Oh yeah, and he played Josie.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have issues to raise with you, Alchemist. I didn't see any Josie play during the tournament on Saturday.
I'm waiting for the
and you guys had a YSB recently. I didn't see any Josie. Just putting
we
that.
didn't have YSB. We had we couldn't because that was the 3v3 tournament.
Okay. Our 3v3 tournament. It was conceived by Eli, Yusuf, and I straight after BAM. Right? We all thought, man, we should do a team tournament, and then we thought we should all team up together. We should call ourselves the Arabian Nights. And that's what we did. We all played Shaheen.
I saw the name. So I'm like, of course, that's Eli, Yusuf, and
yeah, we all played Shaheen.
But then when I saw all of you, I'm like, oh, okay.
we also all grew our beards.
Please tell me you came out to the Aladdin music.
That's the next step.
That's the next step.
But it was we came third as well. We didn't do too bad.
The name started with I remember Yusuf and Reck were playing a match at the Bankstown tournament.
Yeah.
And I titled the match Arabian Nights with without a K, just Nights. As a meme. Yeah, and that the name stuck there. We started using it for our team.
Oh man, dude, team tournaments are fun. We don't have them enough.
Honestly, I love team tournaments. I think watching them is really fun.
Yeah,
Playing in them is a bit different, but like just as a spectacle, I think it's straight up
yeah,
better.
it's
So
yeah, real good.
Isn't Deception the only gin in Melbourne, Kuyoniko?
Hey, no,
Yeah, you got blind duality.
Yeah.
I forgot he's Melbourne. My bad.
Mm.
So it's number 1 and 2. Oh man, the best gin in Sydney doesn't even play anymore. Well, actually, he might be coming back out, Cruz, but he doesn't really play gin anymore.
He was there for the
He's
3v3. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, and he was the person who won the last IesF for Sydney. He beat Lucky Strikes and Dion
Mm-hmm.
in tournament, which was nuts. And he was relatively new. Him and actually Cruz and I basically started at the same time. So we're like the new players to the scene, pretty much.
What do you say started? You mean joined the offline scene or started playing
Yeah.
Tekken?
Oh no, he started playing Tekken before me, but joined the offline scene. So yeah, we both went to the same OHN, which was 14, and we both went to that YSB, and we're like, hey man, I remember you. And yeah, so we've kind of been not competing, but like rivals in a sense. But he's kind of dropped off and stopped playing. And yeah, I think right now I've overtaken him just because I've been really playing. But he's definitely potentially one of the best players in Sydney if he just kept playing.
Yeah. Just want to touch on a like slightly negative note. Like, if you haven't heard, OHN is not happening this year, so
Yeah,
this is a
that
shame.
was sad.
Yeah, like for the longest
Well,
year,
yeah.
like OHN was always my it was the major for Tekken. Like, I love my hometown majors, but I'm like, all right, we're going to OHN. Like, Tekken is gonna go off. Tekken is gonna go off. And
Even last year, OHN was
yeah.
it was sick. I remember, was it what Australians we had Zahn. That's right, we had Zahn and Dion in top 8,
And
and
Rami.
Rami winning side.
Dude,
The Rami
OHN is always memorable. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's memorable for me
It was
for
good
other
matches.
other reasons,
I
but
remember
yeah.
I lost money to you, Looper versus Tin.
Hmm.
I remember that. That was great.
How much did you lose?
$20. It's alright. I
So you
got
made
it back.
it back
Like,
again.
yeah, I made it back. I made it back because Arab power is too strong.
But yeah, like, given that OHN isn't happening this year, like, you guys got your sights set out on any like possibly international events? Like, it's actually funny that as close as Seam is to Australia, like, not many people have gone out to it. But
That's true. Yeah. The Street Fighter. I know some Street Fighter guys go to Steam.
yeah, I was actually looking at either going that or to a New Zealand event later in the year.
When? When are they having a major?
Yeah, they got one of their big majors, like from memory, is Southern Cross Up. I think it happens around October. So
Also, like similar time to OHN. Maybe
it would be after. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't OHN predominantly in September?
Yeah, September. So about
September, October. I'm pretty sure it was planned to be October this year.
Yeah, well, Southern Cross Up's gonna be October, and like I think that's one of their big majors. So I'm probably keen for that if I got time.
For me, I've narrowed it down to these 3 choices. Well, it's not really 3, but I'll say it anyway. It's the Southern Cross Up, which is the New Zealand tournament.
Yeah.
It's a maybe, and I want to go. The other one is I'm thinking now maybe I have to see how much it's going to cost. But the TWT finals in Amsterdam, maybe.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh really? How does that work? Can you go there to participate, or is it just to watch?
Just to watch.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. No, that'd be interesting.
Because I've been meaning to do a Euro trip. And yeah, the last one is Evo Japan, which is I'm about 95% sure I am going.
Yeah, it's in February.
I've wanted to explore more of West Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw how it's not in Tokyo now. It's in
Fukuoka.
Yeah, which is
Kyushu.
which is 12 hours away from Tokyo. Like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but like
It's 12 hours.
I saw a GPS thingy.
It's like
Like
6
drive,
hours by
like
6
bullet
hours by
train?
bullet train.
Bullet train.
Okay. All right. Well, must have been like driving then. But like, I'm sure they got their reasons for that. But
Oh,
I think
definitely cheaper.
Japan all over is like great. So there's no reason not to go, just because it's in a different
I'm pretty
location.
sure Evo Japan this year made a loss, right? It was definitely they ran it
Yeah, they said so.
They ran out of what? Sorry.
at a loss. They've
Yeah.
lost money.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Australia made a great showing at Evo Japan. We had
Dude,
so
that was
many-
ridiculous. Yeah.
I was so. I mean, when I heard that you couldn't make it, Abby, I was like, "Oh man, it's like our most hype man." Like straight up not being able to go. That was sad. Oh,
Yeah, I'm keen for Japan again. Like more so in the summer for my own reasons, but I'd be down to go in February.
yeah. Japan, like it was snowing when we were there. Actually, it was actually pretty.
Which is why
Yeah,
I'm not
snow.
too sad I couldn't make it, because like I'm not
Oh,
a
you're
win.
not a
I'm
fan
not,
of snow?
no, I'm not a winter guy.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, fair
Like
enough.
all
yeah.
Johnny did was complain during the latter half of his trip, and I'm like, thank God. Like I'm almost
Yeah.
glad I couldn't make it.
Yeah, and from what I've heard as well from people who have been to both Evo Japan and Evo USA, USA is just way better.
Yeah, like
The event is just
I
way
think
better.
the only upside of wanting to go to either Japan over America is for the competition.
Yeah,
But as far as
Also-
No,
you reckon?
different
I don't know.
culture,
I
I think.
disagree.
I
Really?
think because
Isn't
Yeah,
the whole
I
selling
just-
point about like tournament, not just Tekken, but all fighting games? It's like, especially for Street Fighter, you have like all these low key killers, Japanese killers who are known in Japan but aren't internationally, and they don't have the chance to travel.
I wasn't maybe I didn't catch your question correctly or didn't get your point correctly, but I wasn't really talking about just the Tekken by itself. I thought you meant overall as an experience.
No, see, like
If you're talking about the Get Tekken by itself or like the fighting games, then yeah.
no. I'm talking about I'm comparing Evo America to Evo Japan overall. I mean, like as a spectacle, like the tournament, the way it's run, the way it's organized, like finals day, all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So it was just my bad. I didn't understand the question completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you.
And just being, this is my first time in Japan, and I loved it. Like Japan's great. Food is so good.
Dude, you're gonna
They've
make me
always
start
took me-
crying. It's been so long.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of food, the recommendation you made when we were in Melbourne to go to Pride and Tasty. Oh my god! I don't think I've ever not been able to sit up after a meal.
Wow.
There was I think 10 of us, or around there, and after everyone finished, we literally just sat down and we were like, "Look, we got to go and catch the tram, but can anyone move yet?" And no one could get up. It was ridiculous.
That's the thing. My running joke with Fried and Tasty is like they need to like have higher beds out for when you're done.
And yeah, the apple crumble thick shake was, oh my god! Like, come on, man, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm glad you liked it.
It was my first time having chicken and waffles, and I liked it. But I reckon if I just get a bucket of chicken next time, I think I'd like it more.
Yeah, like it's a weird concept. Like it's not horrible.
It was weird. Yeah, it was
but
weird.
like it's not as bad. It's
But it was
like
weird.
once you taste it, it's not as bad as your mind makes it out to be. But it's just like something you got to try.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely have to try it, and it was a good recommendation. Yeah.
Mm.
And actually, I don't know if you guys know, but I got food poisoning my first night in Melbourne. Eli,
Along with the Americans?
Oh, I don't think so.
Or was it a separate thing?
It was separate, but I was puking.
Holy
everywhere
hell!
I
What
went.
did you have?
I had what was that ramen place we went to? Eli?
Gensuke.
Yeah, but everyone rates it like it's great, and I really liked it. But I mean, I don't know what I got food poisoning from. I honestly have no idea because I went to Crazy Wings after. I only had one wing, and I thought, no, I feel really sick.
Oh, I did not know that. What did you think? What did you think of it? Like, was it hot?
Of what? Of
The Crazy Wing. Did you have like the special, the one like that's they're famous for?
no,
the actual.
So I just had like an appetizer.
That's no
I
fun.
tried their spiciest.
Eli did. Eli had some.
I tried their spiciest one, and I could barely taste the chili.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eli's a chili nut though.
Oh, okay. Have you ever tried the ghost chilies?
Yeah. Well, there was this one time where CTC brought in like 1.5 million Scoville unit chili paste.
Yeah.
And I ate a spoonful and I didn't have water or anything, and I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even feel like it was. I just felt normal.
Oh wow, that's Dion levels of like adaptability to chili.
Oh man, yeah, no.
Because there was this time that where like back at Box Hill Arcades, like for the longest time, like the group of us had decided to try the ghost chilies back when they were famous on YouTube for it. Everyone was doing videos on them.
Yeah.
And we just decided, I got some, and we're gonna do it, a bunch of us, and fucking like 90% of the people that said they were gonna do it backed out. It ended up just being me and Dion. So we did it at the arcade. I had some, and like there's a video somewhere. I'll remember to post it. But it absolutely wrecked me, because like I'm fine with chili, but I had these chilies after a long hiatus of anything chili, and it just absolutely destroyed me. Meanwhile, Dion was fine, and he literally got on the arcade to finish his death match like a second after, and I was done.
Oh man! Speaking of chili, I saw the chili money match that you guys recently had. That Burnout recorded between Tin and Aiken.
Yeah, I think that was one of his sessions. That I didn't watch the full video, but I realized what the punishment was. I haven't seen it, to be honest. I gotta go see.
No, it was a good watch. Yeah, but
how did Aiken handle it?
Aiken handled the chili like a champ. Yeah, he did well. Man, Tin started switching to King at the end of their money match, and I thought, oh man, like yeah, it was Tin is on another level. Most people in Australia, I think. Like Aiken's a godlike player. Aiken beat me 5-4. I'm still so salty about that at BAM for our money match. But yeah, Tin made quick work of him, I think. Yeah, to speak to like the level he's at right now.
Yeah, man. Aiken's one of those other players. It's just like, you know, he's got consistent results, and he's like always a threat. Just very, very experienced.
Sorry, I'm sorry to change subject.
Yeah, all good.
I was gonna say we never got to talking about the grand finals for CEO.
Oh yeah,
let's discuss that.
Sure thing.
So this, for those who don't know, CEO happened last week on the weekend, and it was a Masters event on the TWT, which was held in the US. And the grand finals was between Kudans, who was on winner's side, and Junding, who was on loser's side. And like
UYU went for grand final.
Yeah, both sponsored by UYU or UYU, however you want to pronounce it. The whole match went for around like 35 minutes, so it was a pretty long set. Junding in the end came out on top.
For the
so how do you guys?
See, what's funny is because Kudan sent Junding to losers bracket initially and win a semi-final 2-1. Then Junding came back into grand finals, beat Kudan 3-0, and then the grand finals was 3-2 Junding favor. And it was what's funny was like I remember it went down to the last round, and didn't Kudan's block slippery kicks?
And he didn't punish.
And he didn't punish properly. Right. He did not punish properly. He would have won.
He crouch cancelled jab punish.
Yeah.
That's right. And then he went into to put pressure on, and he got spring kicked, and he lost.
Dude.
That's a salty way to lose, man.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as getting game-winning combo and then dropping the rage art, isn't that right, Eli?
No shade on Eli. But yeah, nah, I reckon it was like real. Oh, feels bad, man. But yeah, I reckon it was a hectic final because one, you got to see Kudan back in like good form, and you got to see like, you know, I never thought I'd see the day where like the crowd is outright supporting a capo player.
Man, listen. I've only heard nightmares about Tag 2 Capo.
That's where all his bias comes from, my dude.
I was talking to Dave, and he was like, "Man, you did not want to play CTC in Tag 2." It's like,
dude, CTC, like you didn't want to play Rami.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like I've heard, but like when I play against Capos now, I'm super comfortable. Like I think they're completely fair now. Like I don't know what that was nerfed besides back 1-4. I know that was apparently massive. But yeah, Capos to me, especially because I play Geese as well. I'm just not really worried. Yeah, I'm not worried when I play against.
Also, Junding is a massive fan favorite, which is why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna bring that up. His personality is just amazing. People love that dude.
He's great. He really is like a great, genuine guy.
Yeah.
He does like those workout videos, and you've seen him training like the Echo Fox boys.
Mhm.
Oh man, yeah, no, they do a lot of good.
But yeah, it was just like they're both great players, but upset in my mind considering the result wise.
It was definitely an upset, yeah. And I mean, yeah, Kuron's actually has been having issues recently in tournament. Like he hasn't been performing. He won TWT.
No, what are you talking about? He beat Knee. He beat Knee at the tournament before this. What was it?
I'm not sure.
Remember the
I
Devil
didn't know
Jin
that,
Grand
actually.
Finals?
The
Devil
which one?
Jin Mirror Grand Finals.
Didn't he win?
No. He reset. Knee was wrecking Kudans. I think he won 4 matches straight. And then Kudans came back.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought he lost.
No,
Okay.
Kudans won.
Okay. I mean, because Kudan's lost to, so he lost to Tin at BAM, right? And then I think he lost to another international at the next tournament he went to, but I can't remember.
He lost to was it Joey Fury? No, it wasn't Joey Fury.
No, I don't think so.
It was
But it was someone that you wouldn't have expected to win. And I thought, oh yeah, Kudan's having issue now. But man,
was it? Oh, it was Trungi.
Trungi, that's right. I watched that. That's right. Yeah. Trungi is another Geese player from America who's also really. And yeah, so yeah, maybe Kudan's is coming back though. Second place. Like it's not easy to get second, especially considering how many Koreans are traveling now.
Yeah,
they're traveling everywhere.
I don't know how up to date it is because I remember seeing I think a more up to date point list, but like on the TWT World Ranking standings, you got Knee with 1,220 points, JDCR 880, and then John Ding 796. And then goes Wakudan, Saint, Kokoma, Lohai, Naroma.
Yeah.
You got Tishumon.
Really?
Yeah, because you got a few European events that will worth big points, and like even just placing like top 8 will give you a decent amount. He's got 325.
Because I have literally don't remember seeing a single major with him.
Yeah,
winning. So
you got Super Akuma at 13th. It's just these European events where decent amount of points are awarded for just playing top 8. Like Kanan Trench 18. Above Joey Fury, so and Fergus.
Oh yeah, okay, that's
Fergus the 20th.
The thing is, because of the way the TWT is laid out, so there's a lot of tournaments in the US. I think there's going to be at least one new player from the US in top 16.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's 16, yeah.
At least one.
16, yeah.
Pretty sure it's 16.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 15 that's decided via the rankings, and one of them is decided by a last chance
qualifier. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's determined. I don't know if they've made confirmation on how they're running that, but that's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I've gone down in them rankings. I'm now 114. 1 point.
At least you're there, man. At least you're there. But yeah, Evo is gonna be one hell of a tournament.
Naveed is not someone who travels, right, for tournament.
Well, he hasn't.
He
hasn't to this point, but he did win the chance to go to compete at Evo.
It's actually, because you guys know, Dion travels a lot, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's aiming to make TWT finals year.
Who, Dion or Naveed?
Dion. I don't think Dion's aiming to make it into the last event. He wants to next year.
Yeah. See, like if he was going to this year, he for sure should have gone to more American events than he should have.
I was the exact same thing.
For sure. Even CEO, I was telling some of the Melbourne guys, like Bam was more stacked than CEO.
Oh, easy.
Easy, yeah,
Easy.
easy.
Bam was
yeah.
one of the most stacked majors like ever. Not
Ever.
but like
Well, no,
easily in
for a
Australia.
long time.
Easily in Australia.
For a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time. For a
Like,
long
from-
time.
All the majors that weren't Korean Masters, because Korean Masters ridiculous.
Mm.
I think that Bam was the next like most stacked one up to that point.
Mm.
I can't think of one that had more Koreans. We had everyone come in. We had the Yamasa crew.
Mhm.
We had
the
like,
Nightmare crew before they disbanded.
That's right.
Uh,
We had, I think, was it 16 Koreans or something like that?
dude, I think the sign up was like around 20 internationals.
Like making top 32 as an Australian was
Was top eight
Was top
at
eight.
a
It was top
major,
eight.
100%.
It was top 8, like straight up. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Every person had a Korean.
Yeah.
Everyone had a Korean in there. That was really difficult.
And I had in my pool the Korean I hate versing the most.
Yeah,
Like,
I like to
Saint.
call him the Alchemist Killer. Saint.
Yeah, I can't beat Saint no matter what I do. I do fine verse most Koreans, but when I verse Saint, I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like CEO was pretty cool.
Mm.
I'm happy
I need
that
to go watch
Junding
more of those
won.
upset matches.
Sorry?
I need to go watch more of those upset matches you guys were talking about.
Yeah, go watch
Yeah.
pools.
Yeah.
Go watch pools.
So,
They're actually really
I
good.
was really happy that Junding won because it really puts like an emphasis on that point where people say you can win with any character in Tekken.
Mhm.
That's right. I
And
believe that.
you can't say, oh yeah, you might get lucky. This guy won a
Mhm.
tournament with like top tier Koreans and Japanese players in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're saying he got lucky after
No.
resetting the finals.
No.
No.
You know,
There's no getting
that
lucky
argument
winning
is
a
invalid.
tournament. It's invalid. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's playing a supposed like weak character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you
that
actually look at the top 20. There's a lot of diversity.
yeah, but that for me was like a really, really good thing to see. Because I know like the general public, they're not really big fans of seeing Jack versus Dragon in every tournament.
Mhm.
They don't care if it's like the same person or not playing the Jack or playing
Yeah.
the Dragon or whatever.
Mhm.
They
It's
just
the
don't like
character.
watching the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can completely understand. Like
Mhm.
I don't like watching some characters. And obviously that goes for everyone. So if they don't want to see that, Junding with Eddie was a breath of fresh air in that regard.
Yeah.
And it was really good to see that.
Yeah. It really was.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't another.
You don't get lucky
track-
winning a 356-man tournament. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
yeah, it was good to see. Like CEO was great. Like it's the big major American major before Evo, and Evo is just gonna be nuts.
Oh man, I hope Evo's really good. Actually, I think I was telling you before for Dragon Ball. I
Mhm.
really hope that they patch it before Evo.
See, nah, that's why I disagree. That's why I disagree. From a competitor standpoint, I don't think it's fair to the players, especially when
Competitive, yeah, but I'm talking about it because I'm not going, so I'm going to be watching.
Mm.
I just want to see more than selling. I'm just
Look, I was talking like when I was talking with Baxter and Sketch last week. I don't mind. I just like because like you know the strong players, but like there's more to what makes a hype top 8 than just the characters. Like it depends on
That
who.
is
Like
true.
it depends on who's in the top 8. Like
100%.
CEO was like the era of the Japanese, like when like the Japanese saga where they beat all the Americans, and like not the Americans have to go train.
Yeah. But like watching Summit, watching Hook win, that
Mhm.
was sick.
Hmm.
That was Piccolo. That was your character as well.
Yeah, but
Like-
yeah, it's just
like-
I don't know. I don't think Dragon Balls is as bad because, well, just personally because like you see a lot of cells, but even still, Cell is kind of hyped to watch just because it's Dragon
Oh no,
Ball.
Cell is pretty sick. Like yeah, but like watching him at every match
Mhm.
with both players,
Yeah.
that's kind of like
Yeah,
it's kind of-
100%. I'm a
Yeah.
huge advocate of like character diversity. I've always said that. I've always
Yeah.
said
I don't
that.
mind as long as Cell is the point character for both teams.
Yeah, 100%. So we can hear the arena yell.
Yeah.
100%.
I
guys.
love that about Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
Like everyone gets into the Cell screaming,
Yeah,
and all this other stuff.
100%.
That's why I like Geese in tournament because
Mhm.
people follow along with it too.
Yeah.
When he does
Ah,
the
stand
stand
up.
up or the
Yeah.
Jaken. Or
Taken.
Oh man, you don't want to be
Dion,
sitting
man,
next to Dion. Yeah.
Dude, I've
Like-
lived that. Like I know it. Yeah.
I was doing commentary in a completely other room, and Dion was like 10 meters away,
Mhm.
and I just hear Jake, and it's just like, and it's coming through the mic as well. That's how far, and it was like 10 meters away.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Evo's gonna be good for all the games. It's you guys gotta make it out there one day.
I really want to, but I don't think in the near future it's going to be possible for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's no. Well,
But, yeah.
I just recommend Evo America once to like anyone,
Yeah.
and just once.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. Like Mandalay Bay looks crazy.
Yeah.
My goal is to go there next year as a commentator.
Dude, I think it's
I would-
possible.
That would be great,
Yeah.
especially like you're doing IesF as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is I wonder. Do you know what the viewership is like on that?
Last year we had average 3,000 to 4,000
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
for something with no Koreans or no Japanese or no American players or no like
Oh,
in
they
a
had
place from-
Anakin, right?
no
Didn't Anakin come for IesF?
no
Oh no, he didn't. No, I'm thinking about WGL.
yeah that was
yeah,
different.
yeah. No, there's no Americans, really?
No,
Is there a reason?
they're just not a competing country.
All right, I guess.
I think that's it.
All right, guys, we're at that point where it's almost the end of the podcast, but I do want to round it up with a couple of questions for Reck. Nothing too crazy, but yeah. Maybe Eli, you got some as well. I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just gonna. What's your top 5 right now for Tekken players in Australia?
Oh, that one is a bit hard, but top 3 I think is like I think universally, people would say, Naveed, Dion, and Tin. So I think those 3 guys are sort of above everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets really difficult. So
Well, you want to name a top 10?
see, the thing is, I'm gonna forget people because we have a lot of players.
Yeah, I'm here to help. Me and Alchemist are here to help you.
But I'm gonna stick to 5.
All right.
I'll stick to 5. I'll try and get.
Dude, you know, no one's holding a gun to you. This can change just right now.
I think I'm trying to place number 4, and even that's really. Maybe like
That doesn't have to be in order.
Okay.
If that helps.
I honestly actually think that Alchemist is a contender for top 5 in Australia. I think that Eli's really, and he's had a lot of trouble in the past with tournament, but I think that that's kind of not been an issue recently. But like it's still hard to call, and I'm trying to think. Five. It's 5. Who? I'm forgetting a lot of Melbourne players as well. I don't really know everyone from Melbourne. I don't know who your top players are.
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking Lucky Strikes?
Look, I was considering, but also he doesn't really play, and that's
Yeah.
a big thing. So if he played, I think easy top. I think straight up, I would just call it. But because he doesn't, he plays once every month, once every 2 months or something. It's it's really hard to put him up there. But it's kind of like the Tekken tier list where there's 8 people in top 5.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. It's a pretty hard question.
Yeah.
I just want to see if you had anyone in mind.
I think I got 4. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll settle for 4 for now.
Yeah.
I'll go easy on you. I got one more before you interject, Alchemist. If you got a question or wanted to take one from the chat. Well, Tekken right now we're in the lovey-dovey era where we're all friends with each other, but there was some there was some beef back in the day, and if you wanted to call out any one particular guy in the scene right now for a big money exhibition, who would it be?
Oh,
For any
like
reason.
like a grudge match,
Like
or
a grudge match.
Pre-Trek.
CTC for beating me. Nah.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you to that.
You know what?
Oh, who's
I'm
someone
gonna
like
call-
you really want to play? It doesn't have to be grudge match. Like you want, like you can.
Well,
I
look,
can.
I want to play Tin again, just because I want to see if I've improved from. Actually, you know what? I want to play Aiken again because I'm still salty.
Oh, okay.
I'm still salty. I lost that first to 5 in the last round.
There we go.
Like, come on.
There
man.
we go. Call him out.
Come on,
Call him out next major.
I'll call him out. It's friendly. Like I remember, he thought I was talking shit about him last time, and I was like, nah, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're really good. I just want to play. And Aiken's a good player, and I play him again. So yeah, we'll go with Aiken.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Any questions you're in, Alchemist?
Well, I talk to Reck very often and about Tekken and everything, so I know most of the stuff he like. I'd want to ask him, but I do want to take a few questions from the chat and get your opinions on them, if that's okay. And so we have a question by the handsome man 69, with the fantastic name, I might add. So who do you guys think are the best Japanese players? He's asked for a top 5, but do you guys have any names that stick out? I know we have like the traditional ones.
2 or 3 standouts, which is Noroma, Nobi, and Taisei.
I was gonna say the same 3.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't have said Nobi. I would have said Take instead.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
I honestly think Nobi is better at Take right now, but you actually think Take's better than Nobi currently?
Yeah. No, well, currently is a bit because he hasn't been doing that well his past 2 to 3 tournaments. But before that, Take was Mr. Consistent. He was placing.
Yeah, you're right. I would have. Yeah.
He's beat JDCR 5 consecutive times in 5 consecutive meetings.
100%.
He's beating all the Koreans. He's beating all the people that he should be beating.
Yeah.
He's doing like he almost beat Low High in that grand finals at the Hong Kong tournament. He almost won. Like we know Noroma is a very skilled player in tournament. He beats Koreans. He's nicknamed the Korean Killer.
Yeah.
And we see him win tournament. But Take almost became another Japanese player that won a tournament where it was stacked with Korean players.
Yeah, for sure. I think Take is definitely in there.
But obviously, he asked for a top 5, so we just throw Take in there. We have 4 players. So if you wanted to pick a 5th player, who would you guys pick? That's a hard question.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
We're talking about tournament players too, right? Yeah. Because I played some Japanese guys in Japan, like in the arcades, and oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have an answer to this.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I could feel 3, maybe 4, but 5. Yeah.
Also, sorry, I just want to address a question in the chat directed to me. It's by Chaotic Punisher. I literally answered your question in the chat with my message, but I'll answer it again in voice. And my team in Tag 2 was Jinpachi and Paul, but I played every single character in the roster. And I do mean every single character. Except Bake. Because fuck Bake.
Never saw your Marduk Alchemist.
I played Marduk Dragunov.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
And Marduk Steve.
I can see Steve over Dragunov, but yeah.
The Dragunov combos with Marduk were like stupid damage.
So we have no more questions.
And there was I don't know more questions in the chat. I don't have any questions left.
Angel for DLC. I've got one for you guys. So if they had 4 characters coming back, and I mean like coming back from or any previous Tekken game, who would you guys pick?
Sorry, what was the question?
If they had 4 characters coming back to Tekken 7 in the Season 2 pass, who would you guys pick?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You go first, Alchemist.
Returning characters.
Of course, I've made it clear that the only character I care for that's not in the game is Zafina. I want Zafina back. So I would say Zafina because I would play her as one of my mains as she was tagged.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you made her. Wow, nice.
Yeah, my secondary team was Lily Zafina.
Oh,
and Lars Lee. Those were my top 3 teams.
Okay.
And if I wanted to add other characters, I'd put I'd put Ganryu. He's very unique.
Yeah, I like that.
There's like I look at Tag 2 footage of Ganryu and I look at his playstyle, and then I think of Tekken 7 and I say there's literally nothing close to this playstyle. And so I say to myself, it would be a good addition because might bring in new players, and it might give players a new style of play that they haven't seen or hasn't been accessible to them in this game. Another one is Julia. I think you have to add Julia, not JC.
I'm actually very surprised they don't have a Chang
Yeah.
archetype game. I thought that they would definitely have one.
And the last character, if I wanted to say, would be Armor King.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because if I get my way, I would delete King and add Armor King.
Oh, me too, easily.
Because Armor King is he has pokes, he has a really cool neutral game, good with punishment, and he looks sick compared to King.
I didn't realize you guys had so much hate for King. Holy hell!
I don't hate King. King is in my bottom 5 most least interesting characters. King is in that bottom 5.
Really?
I hate playing him. I hate watching him.
Wow.
That's why I'm a fan of Little Margin, but I absolutely hate watching King. It's a snooze fest.
Dude,
That's
we
weird,
obviously
because
we
most
like
people
opposite things. Yeah, most people think
Yeah.
King is hype.
Yeah, because they throw animations.
Yeah,
and
and
yeah. But I also would also put Armor King in over King in a heartbeat. I think Armor King is so sick. What about you, Abby?
Julia, just because it's Julia. Yeah, you gotta have a Chang.
Yeah.
Armor King, Ganryu for my boy Daniel.
Yeah.
Like Zafina as well because I played her. I don't know why. Like,
So wait, no Bruce and no Marduk?
holy hell. What am I getting at? I was gonna save the best to last, but I realized I've taken up 4 spots. Okay, let me start off. Marduk, obviously. Marduk, Bruce, delete Josie, that abomination of a character. Bring in Ganryu for my boy Daniel. You got to bring a Chang back, and I don't know if I want to give that last spot to Zafina or Lei. Or one of them.
Yeah.
That's my 5.
Mine is a bit different. I would go with Armor King, yeah. I would want Wang back. I love Wang.
Yeah.
I love
Dude, I completely fell off the radar. He was actually such a good character.
Wang is sick. I would also have I think Ganyu is actually not a bad pick. I think Ganyu is kind of like as a cool character, and I didn't actually play him, but like from what I heard, he's like really poke heavy and like in your face. That's the kind of characters that I play, so I would like that. And last would be Lei, because I want to troll the shit out of people online with Lei. I think
he doesn't make my top 5, but I wouldn't mind seeing Jinpachi back.
Jinpachi was he was good and
bad.
bad.
My message in the chat.
No, I haven't. What is it?
I was like the Jinpachi player in Sydney. I mained him from day 1, and I still want him to stay dead.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah. Like, I don't want him in Tekken 7.
Okay. Well, you got your reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, no, like because for me personally, my playstyle has changed so much that I don't think I would be able to play him in the way I enjoyed playing before.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would play him. But the reason why I don't want him in the game is like, why have him? Then if you're gonna pick 4 characters, like why are you gonna have Jinpachi?
He was basically an assist, right? He was
what do you mean?
Like no one was a Jinpachi main. Like they just had a Jinpachi to complement their main character, right?
I had him as point character.
But were you considered a Paul main or a Jinpachi main? Or the both?
I don't know.
It's a team. It's a team, I guess.
Yeah.
But like most people would pick Jinpachi just because he worked well. That would just be kind of like the.
I picked Jinpachi because literally no one played him, and I could never find footage of him on YouTube. And I said to myself, I want to play the least popular character.
Yeah, I've always been like that with my character selections. Like play characters that are not really represented. So
this was before I knew anything about frames, damage. I just saw the character. I said, no one plays this character. I'm gonna play him. I didn't even know how he looks like. I just saw his portrait, and then I picked him in game, and I said, oh, okay, he's pretty cool. And I don't even. I'm not usually a guy that picks big body characters either. Like I like the more human looking characters. more
Yeah.
human, like the generic looking characters.
Mm.
Well, that settles that. Hopefully, we get our wishes.
Sorry, I just want to say this. There was an interesting question to chat by Davian, if
Yeah.
I'm saying that correctly. And we can make this the last one if you want to wrap it up. But I thought this was quite interesting.
Mm.
It's if you had to pick a series to have a guest character from, what series, be it fighting series or not, which character would it be?
I'll let you go first, Daddy.
I actually need to think about this.
Yeah.
Can I say what I think? Because I've already answered this question. You asked me this on the first time I was on the podcast.
Really? I must have forgotten. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so my answer was 2B from Nier Automata. But now that Soul Calibur is coming out, I want her to be Soul Calibur. She'd probably be better in Soul Calibur than Tekken. But that was my first choice.
I think I have one. I think that the character Dudley from Street Fighter would actually be really cool because the way that he can kind of be designed, because I've recently been playing a lot of Steve, and I love the boxing archetype kind of character. And if they make Dudley like a Tekken character, I think he would fit so well. So not like a jumpy Akuma, like a Shoto, the way that they play, but like just having another boxer in this game, I think would be really, really.
I need more time, man. I'm like, do I pull someone from like just a generic fighting series or like, I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's what I did.
Your answer is both interesting and weird, Reck, because having two boxing characters, even though their styles are very distinctive, like I don't know.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Because they were different types of boxers.
I don't know how many people it would bring in, because if you're using that to bring in a new...
So if we're talking specifically to bring people in, if he's trying to bring people in, I'm gonna pick I think this guy would suit Soul Calibur more than Tekken, but I'm gonna say Kratos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I could. That's actually. I like that pick.
I didn't expect that, but that's a pretty decent answer, actually. I like it.
Definitely see
just
that.
because he's like one of my favorite game characters of all time. So I'm just like, if you want to bring in characters, it's a popular franchise, like why not? But like I can see how he would suit Soul Calibur more than Tekken, but I guess he could work.
Well, you know what? Let's just do a smash and just get Cloud.
Dude, I was gonna go with the way of Final Fantasy, but we've already got Noctis. Like if you want a more of a brawler, get Tifa from Final Fantasy 7.
Maybe they can add Lee to Tekken 7.
Lee
from Tekken. Tekken Tag 2, Tekken 6 is missing from the game.
Oh boy.
Dead joke, huh? Crickets in the background.
Dude, you that's it. You're not on the next podcast, man.
Yeah.
The joke in the first hour, yeah. 2 strikes.
Like, I mean, you need to replace
right. Yeah. Reck's gonna replace you. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap that up. We're way past the 2-hour mark. Before, just want to give a shout out again for Reck. Thanks for being on, man. Alchemist, my co-host. Thanks again. We do a great podcast, guys. We'll definitely have you on again. Just give your Twitter's out again. I forgot to put it on in the background. But Alchemist, what's your Twitter so people can follow you?
It's the exact name that's on stream.
Yeah, well,
it just adds Alchemist with all those weird numbers and letters.
You'll memorize eventually, folks, like I have. Yourself, Reck, where can people follow you at?
You can follow me at Reck FGC. So just Reck and then FGC at Reck.
No worries.
Easy.
Hit those boys up on Twitter, guys. They really know what they're talking about. Both from Sydney. Hit them up in the offline scene. They know what they're doing. And yeah, hit us all up. Thanks again, everyone. It was a good episode of the Beastcast. We'll be sure to hit you up with another one soon. Thanks, boys, for being on. Have a good night, huh?
Yeah, thanks so much, Abby. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
See you guys.
Peace out.